I was not ready for this one either. It's not talent. It's this one belief. Psychologist Carol Dweck spent decades studying why some people improve after failure and others give up. The difference came down to one belief. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are set, that you are either smart or you are not. People with a growth mindset believe abilities are developed through effort and learning. Same failure, completely different response. And once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. Send this to someone who needs it. Psychologists have known this for years, most people have not. You catch feelings like you catch a cold. Emotions spread from person to person, a process called emotional contagion. Within milliseconds of seeing someone's expression, your brain's mirror neurons subtly recreate that same emotion in you. Sit next to an anxious person and your own stress rises. Spend time with a calm, positive person and your mood lifts, often without either of you saying a word. Send this to someone who needs it. Stop scrolling, this is about you. Smart people fail. Emotionally intelligent people thrive. Decades of research have established that emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions and recognize them in others, is a stronger predictor of professional success, relationship quality, and life satisfaction than IQ in most real-world contexts. IQ determines if you can do the job. Emotional intelligence determines if you can navigate the humans around the job. Tag someone this reminds you of. This explains so much about you it is almost unsettling. Your brain traps you and calls it loyalty. There is a trap called the sunk cost fallacy. The more time, money, or emotion you have invested in something, the harder it feels to walk away, even when walking away is clearly the right move. You stay in a bad relationship because of how long you have been together. You finish a terrible movie because you already paid. And once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. Rewatch the first 3 seconds. You'll catch it. Your brain has been doing this without asking you. Scarcity is the oldest sales trick in existence. The scarcity principle is simple and extremely powerful. We assign more value to things that are rare or disappearing. Only 3 left, limited time offer, exclusive access, these are not descriptions. They are psychological triggers that activate a part of your brain that hates missing out. The perceived value of an item rises just because fewer of them exist, independent of any actual quality change. Tag someone this reminds you of. This is going to mess with your head. You're already doing this. Just not on purpose. Mirroring is the unconscious tendency to match the body language, speech pace, and tone of people we like or want to build rapport with. We do it automatically with close friends, picking up their gestures, their posture, even their choice of words. Studies show that people who are mirrored feel more understood and more connected, often without being able to say why. Go back and watch how this started. This explains so much about you it is almost unsettling. Liars almost always do this one thing. Forget what movies taught you. Liars do not always avoid eye contact. In fact, many overcompensate and stare too hard, because they have heard the myth too. The real tell is in the timing. When someone tells the truth, emotion and words happen together. When they lie, the emotion arrives a half-second late, a smile that appears after the sentence instead of during it. That one hits a little too close to home for most people. Save this. Follow for daily psychology. This one hits different once you notice it in yourself. Number 5 works on almost everyone and costs nothing. Attraction is not just about looks, psychology shows it is mostly about behavior, and these habits are backed by research. Here are 5 habits that make you instantly more attractive. 1. Slow down your movements. Anxious people move quickly and fidget. Confident, attractive people move slowly and deliberately, which signals to others that you are comfortable and in control. Send this to someone who needs it. This is going to mess with your head. Number 1 stops most manipulators before they start. Manipulators target predictable weaknesses, so the best defense is to remove the buttons they push. Here are 6 ways to become harder to manipulate. 1. Which stops most of them before they start, get comfortable saying no without a long explanation. Manipulators feed on your need to justify yourself, so a calm no, that does not work for me, gives them nothing to argue with. That one hits a little too close to home for most people. Go back and watch how this started. Your brain has been doing this without asking you. Number 5 is the thought loop that steals your sleep. Overthinking feels like problem solving but is usually just suffering on repeat, and recognizing it is the first step to freedom. Here are 6 signs you are an overthinker. 1. You replay conversations for hours, cringing over something you said that no one else even remembers. 2. You read deep meaning into a short text or a delayed reply, inventing problems that do not exist. Which, honestly, explains a lot. Go back and watch how this started. This one hits different once you notice it in yourself. Ask this before you do anything important. Simon Sinek's research and Viktor Frankl's earlier work both converge on the same finding: humans with a clear sense of why, a purpose behind their actions, outperform those without one in virtually every measurable category. Frankl observed in Nazi concentration camps that prisoners who could find meaning in their suffering survived at higher rates than those who could not, regardless of physical condition. And once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. Save this. Follow for daily psychology. This is the part of psychology nobody teaches you. Logic doesn't work on an identity threat. When a belief is closely tied to someone's identity, challenging the belief feels like an attack on the person themselves. This triggers the same brain regions as a physical threat. In that state, the mind does not evaluate evidence. It defends. Which, honestly, explains a lot. Send this to someone who needs it. Once you see this pattern, you cannot unsee it. Your first relationship programmed all the others. Attachment theory, developed by John Bowlby, shows that the bond formed with your primary caregiver in the first years of life creates a template for every significant relationship after it. Secure attachment, from consistent and responsive caregiving, produces adults who are comfortable with closeness and handle conflict constructively. Anxious attachment, from inconsistent caregiving, produces adults who fear abandonment and cling. That one hits a little too close to home for most people. Save this. Follow for daily psychology. Your brain has been doing this without asking you. What you feel and what you show are often different. Psychologists call it secondary emotion. Anger is often the surface emotion protecting a more vulnerable one underneath. When someone criticizes you and you explode, the anger is real, but underneath it is usually hurt, or fear of rejection, or grief. The brain reaches for anger because it feels more powerful and less exposing than admitting it is wounded. Anger says I am strong. That one hits a little too close to home for most people. Watch the first line again. It explains everything. Once you see this pattern, you cannot unsee it. Number 4 tricks your brain into starting before it can resist. Procrastination is not laziness, it is your brain avoiding discomfort, and you can outsmart it with psychology. Here are 5 tricks to beat it instantly. 1. Use the 2-minute rule. Tell yourself you will work for just 2 minutes, because starting is the hardest part, and once you begin, momentum usually carries you forward. 2. Make the task smaller. And that's the part most people never actually learn. Watch the first line again. It explains everything. Once you see this pattern, you cannot unsee it. Number 4 is your brain literally cleaning itself. Sleep is far from a shutdown, your brain is intensely busy while you rest, doing things that keep you sane and healthy. Here are 5 strange things it does. 1. It replays and strengthens the memories of your day, which is why a good night's sleep helps you remember what you learned. Which, honestly, explains a lot. Tag someone this reminds you of. This is the part of psychology nobody teaches you. Number 4 is a trick TED speakers use on purpose. Intelligence is partly about what you know, but how you present yourself changes how smart people think you are, and psychology proves it. Here are 5 tiny habits that make you look smarter. 1. Speak a little slower. Rushing your words makes you seem nervous, while speaking slowly and clearly makes people perceive you as more thoughtful and confident. And once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. Send this to someone who needs it. Your brain has been doing this without asking you. Number 3 works without you saying a single harsh word. You do not need to be cruel to handle a rude person, you just need to stay calm and use psychology. Here are 5 genius ways to shut down rudeness. 1. Respond to a rude comment with a calm, genuine, "Could you explain what you meant by that?" Forcing them to repeat it out loud strips away the disguise and makes them own it. Save this. Follow for daily psychology. Your brain has been doing this without asking you. Number 2 makes people open up almost instantly. Great conversation is a skill, not a talent, and psychology has uncovered what actually makes people connect. Here are 6 tips. 1. Ask about feelings, not just facts. How was the trip is fine, but what was the best moment of the trip invites a real story. And that's the part most people never actually learn. Send this to someone who needs it. This explains so much about you it is almost unsettling. You change completely when you're in a crowd. Solomon Asch ran a famous experiment where people were asked which line on a card matched another line. It was obvious. But when Confederates in the room all gave the wrong answer first, a significant portion of participants went along with the clearly incorrect answer rather than stand alone. Not because they could not see. And once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. Tag someone this reminds you of.